Hello, welcome today. Magnetic doors. I want to talk about magnetic doors, and this is an energy practice that you can use to help to move things that aren't moving. Often we try projects or start to do something and we can't get it moving. Of course, there's always divine timing that can be the problem, but sometimes we can do things to help it to move, and they're things that aren't directly connected to what you're trying to do. So, for example, if you're trying to move and you want to go to another house or flat, a good thing to do is to start packing things up that you don't need so much, because that way you're actually moving the energy to move. It's like a physical thing you do. So you just start to get some boxes and all the plates that you don't use and the bits and pieces around the house, the ornaments that are just sitting there, you start to put them in boxes and you actually start to move. So on a level, you start moving to get moving. This is very important to know how to do this, because sometimes we can't move things and it gets really, really frustrating because we want to move ahead. And by doing these simple practices, it can help to move the energy which moves it ahead. Sometimes things can get stuck. So if you're trying to do some work and you can't get it to move, do something on the side of it. For example, if you're trying to get a work project going and it's not going very well, perhaps get some new cards made for yourself, or new flyers, or just redo your website and tweak it. Maybe do it differently this time and perhaps look at some other venues. We're actually always doing this. We probably don't realise we're doing it. So when one door isn't opening, we often start trying to open other doors. Once you realise that you're doing magnetic doors, I call them, then you'll understand there's a practice that'll actually shift things and help you. If you're in a relationship, for example, and it's not going anywhere and it's not moving, rather than focus on the actual relationship, do things around it. If you're with somebody and it's a bit difficult and it's not moving, just pop on the internet and buy their birthday present early and have it delivered to your place to move it and shift it, because it's something that's about them. Or plan a holiday with them that maybe you could start paying some money towards, or think about something that you can do for them, maybe around their house to help them, or just invite them somewhere different, somewhere that you've never been before, or some activity that you've never done before. And this way you're actually moving the energy rather than being in the same stagnant relationship where if you're living together, you get up, you have breakfast, you fly out the door, you go to work, you come home, you cook tea, and then you just fall apart and lie on the couch. You want to change that, because that magnetism there is stagnant energy and it's old. So if you decided that on Wednesday night you're going to plan and you've booked to go out for dinner, and you've organised, if you have children, that someone's going to come over, and you do that, that will actually move the relationship forward. It will move things along. It's easy to get stuck energetically. I think it's because it's kind of comfy too, like just doing it the same old way, and it's sort of comfortable, but it doesn't help if you really want to get things moving. If you're studying and you're having trouble and you're not getting the grades you want, or you're doing a course and you don't feel you're that successful, hop on the net, find some other people who can give advice. There's lots of YouTubers out here. And then when you do that, you're helping, or go and do an extra course, or do some more learning around it so you can push it forward, because that's what you want to do, push it forward. Get some coaching if you need some of the areas in where you're studying, get some help to push it forward. Once you have the idea mentally of the magnetic doors, I call them, the ones that open to push it forward, it'll make it a lot easier. I had bought a house with my husband and we hadn't sold the other house, which was kind of scary. And I only had 3 weeks in which to sell the other house. And I was freaking out a little bit on a human level, of course. And I couldn't get anyone to come and actually literally buy it. And my guides told me to go to the new house, which I did, and they had a garage sale, and to buy a pillow, or whatever I want, to buy something from the new house and put it in the old house. So I'll go to the garage sale of the new house, because they were selling their stuff off, and I'll turn up and I'll buy the cushion and I'll take it home and I'll put it on my couch. And within 28 to 48 hours we had an offer, because I changed the energy. I was putting the energy of the new into the old, and it shifted it. You will probably have found you've been doing this all along, consciously or unconsciously, but now when you do it more consciously, you'll actually also be giving it another push energetically, because your intention is now to move house, to improve the relationship, to make my work better. That's the other thing, when we also do some movements physically. For example, you might want to change your workspace, you might start to move stuff around your house, declutter it, you might clear out your car. All these things are things to move forward, to go ahead, and in that way we are helping ourselves when things get stuck, because they actually do get stuck energetically. That's an actual true thing that happens. It's like the energy becomes so old and heavy and doesn't move anymore that it actually impedes flow. And that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to open the door and get the flow going. I look forward to hearing from any of you if you're doing this and you've had some success. I'm on YouTube and also on Facebook under Spiritual and Energy Work with Wendy. So if you get any success, I'd love to hear from you, because I sort of think this is kind of cute. I was kind of intrigued when they showed me this. Okay, so I'm wishing you lots of love and lots of light.